Hey folks, it's Federico here. In this video I'd like to show you this patch that I made and that I will share on my Patreon. Little disclaimer, this is all AI free. There was no use of AI in this patcher. I think I will put such disclaimer in every one of my videos from now on. And when I will use AI, then I will also say that, so that everything is very transparent regard to that. So first, let me tell you where I got the idea for this patcher. I was watching this video from Citron on Instagram, and this is the effect. It's very cool. This is an object transformed into a point cloud and then modified in this way in Touch Designer. There is also very cool sounds that go with it. I will put a link in the description. I follow this account. I find it shares a lot of cool and inspiring stuff. So I was inspired. And I did something in Max that was kind of similar, but not exactly the same. In fact, as you can see, I don't have a point cloud. I have an actual model, 3D model. This 3D model, I think it should be the Fade router from Dune. This is a model that is free to use and that you can find on Turbo Squid. And so I use that, but you can also just use the duck. But so let's see what the patch is about. Basically, you click here on up. This circle goes up. The 3D model gets transformed into particles. The particles start to fade. There is also some sound which I don't think you can hear. There's some white noise that for some reason I thought was going nicely with it. And then the particles create the shape back. So let's see it one more time. So that's the idea. Let's see how it looks like on the duck. This poor duck has seen quite some processing in his career. Yep, looks good on the duck as well. So let me tell you how this works in very broad strokes. I think I will make a tutorial on something very similar, but using transfer feedback, which should give us a way to achieve a cooler result, but I'm not sure about that yet. For this one, I will not make a tutorial, but I will tell you how this patch works broadly, and then it's on the load on my Patreon, so you can check it there if you like. So first of all, the model gets output into Jitter, which distributes it, like in my last tutorial with the text exploding. And so this creates basically points on the surface of this 3D model, which then we use as the initial positions for a particle system. Then the position of the particles, this is a kind of a very standard classic particle system setup. We got an input matrix, we got an output matrix with the same name, so to create the feedback loop. And then the position is also used as the feeding matrix for JIT BFG, which, as we know, when we give it a matrix as an input, it will generate the noise matrix using the input matrix as the seed, basically, for each cell. So in this case, the position of the particles is used to create the noise, which then is used as the velocity for those particles, which gives us this sort of a bit more organic effect for the movement of the particles. This is a trick that I've already used in a couple of tutorials early, so it's already documented. So inside the JIT then it's a bit messy. I try to comment the most important parts. This noise here, for example, is used just as a kind of a mass per particle, so to give up each particle a different velocity. The previous velocity gets summed to the current velocity, which, as we say, this comes from the BFG noise. And then the trick with the threshold, made so that the particles will only get moving when the threshold is reached. This is achieved through these switching the y coordinate of the original position of the particle, so of the 3D model vertices, and then this is tested against a threshold. If this is less than the threshold, then it will output the BFG velocity, let's call it. Otherwise, it will use the force to push particles back to original position. Okay, so nothing particularly fancy here. Using, for example, the distance to stop the particles from moving when they are too far from the shape, and they will also disappear when they are too far. So as you can probably see, they will kind of slow down when they are farther enough from the original position, and then they also will disappear. This could be maybe a bit cooler if you would use different different values for the color and the slowing down. So this could slow down between 1 and 1.5 distance, but the color could only disappear, for example, between 1.4 and 1.5 distance. Let's see how this looks like. So yeah, this is very much like no, this is, I forgot to put the reverse of that. So let's try again. So now we should see that they first slow down and then they disappear. Yeah, it doesn't make a ton of difference actually. But yeah, so that's the idea. And the threshold here, you can find it here in this subpatcher. It uses an ease object to make the movement of the circle and the movement of the threshold a bit more interesting. You can try a bunch of them. This, for example, with the in-out elastic is pretty cool. You can achieve very different effects depending on which function you choose for ease. For example, in-out cubic should take a long time going up and then be very fast and then slow down very slowly. This is kind of my favorite ones for this effect. But yeah, so this is my take at making a shape disappear into particles and then building it back from particles. It's not perfect. I know this effect could be way cooler. I just don't want to spend like an absurd amount of time in getting this perfect. And if you want to take a look at this patch, if you want to use it in some of your projects, possibly by giving me the credits, you will find it in on my Patreon, where you can download these and all the patches I've made in these past 10 years for a little subscription fee. So thank you very much for your attention. I will probably see you in the next video with a tutorial about something similar or something else. We never know. So thank you very much and stay safe. Take care. I will see you soon. Ciao, ciao.